Hey everybody, Anthony here, and the footage you are about to watch is actually the final round for Harmony Wastelands 1, which just wrapped up. It was actually over a week ago. I meant to get this out sooner, but A, I forgot about it, kinda, and B, I've been having mic issues, but now that I have a new mic in place, I can go ahead and give some commentary. So on screen right now, you are seeing what Scorp is playing and why this deck is legal in the first place, or this team rather. And as you can see, I am on the feature once again, playing Abominus. This was the only match I felt comfortable streaming, just because Scorp was the only person that was playing that hadn't been featured on a feature match. And now you get to see this abomination of a deck. And also, this deck is no longer going to be legal after the 0.2.4.1 update for BFB, which is going to nerf the extra stars that Alpha Strike Counterforce, which is Sideswipe's, BFB Sideswipe strat gives. So, Abominus versus Sideswipe's Battlemaster Posse, or Battlemaster and Weaponizer. You get what I'm saying. So, I am playing Abominus again, per the usual, well, per the fact that I chose to play him this event, you get what I'm saying. So, it looks like I am going second here, based on the fact that I drew 3 cards. And honestly, this match was over a week ago, so I don't remember anything that happened. All I remember is I won, and there was a bit of a screw-up at the end of Game 2 that we will discuss later. So Scorp's going first. I believe somebody flips. Yep, Bug Bite flips. So now this is a draw 3 off Mission Briefing. Yay. I swear to God, if a Yu-Gi-Oh player ever read Mission Briefing, they just lose their mind once they realize what it did. And then Scorpulator here is going to be going in. I don't remember who. I think it was Ripper Snapper, because everybody seems to love to target Ripper Snapper. Couldn't imagine why. And yep, there's the Mission Briefing, and that looks to be an attack for either 3 or 4. Well, it's Pierce 3 because of the icons. Oh, it is a 3 Pierce 3 hit into Ripper Snapper. He is taking 3, even with the flip of Squid Pro Quo. And then Scorpulator here declares a trait. I believe he declares melee here. Yeah, so how Scorpulator works is when he does attack damage, you declare a trait that you have on your team, and then do 1 damage to every character on both sides that have that trait. So, because he declared melee, everyone on my side and on Scorp's side, I almost called him Legendary and then Naga. So everyone on Scorp's side that's melee takes a damage, which is only Sideswipe. And I do not believe he picks up the Mission Briefing here. Also, I should mention what I just said about Scorpulator is the 0.2.4 version. Keep in mind, all the BFB cards at the time of this recording are still in beta and are subject to change. In fact, we've got a few changes coming along for the next update for the set, which is 0.2.4.1, which that's a whole other issue that I'm not going to get into. So Blatt's going to flip here. Sinner Twin gets Pack Behavior, which if you haven't seen this card, it's a put on Terracons or Predacons only, bold 1. It essentially moves off when the upgraded character is KO'd to another character, and then it's +1 attack, +1 defense. Sinner Twin swings into Scorpulator here for 7. Scorpulator blocks 4, I believe, or he's alive on 1. Oh, no, I forgot. Sinner Twin is only 2 attack in alt mode, so that was 6 into 3, takes 3, so Scorpulator is alive on 1. Honestly, not mad about that, because Sideswipe with Battlemasters is a pain in the ass. Moving over to Scorp's turn here, excuse me. So, I believe it, so he flipped Bug Bite, that's the one thing I'm noticing right now. Blot makes it so pretty much my entire team right now cannot take non-attack damage, because the current version of Blot reads when one of your damaged 4-star Quintessons cannot take non-attack damage. That is getting changed to actually only Terracons, but that's a change, so we will see what happens there with that change. And I just had to cut away there because I had to respond to something I was talking about with Naga. It looks like a Mission Briefing came down, potentially. Bug Bite will flip to alt mode, and you can see his effect there. When you flip to this mode, reveal an upgrade from your hand, and then grab an upgrade of a different type from the revealed, or no, is it icon color or upgrade? I don't remember. Scratch that, it is icon color. I think at one point it was, oh no, it is a different type, and that doesn't share any icon colors. I had to reread that again, so I missed what the pickup was there. You probably saw it. I think it was the shoulder holster. Yep, it was the shoulder holster. That will go on to Bug Bite. And I think he did, Scorp did play Mission Briefing earlier. That is not an upgrade. That is a playing both sides. And Bug Bite is going to go into Sinner Twin. Unsurprisingly, Sinner Twin does not really defend too well. He does defend for 3, though, thanks Pack Behavior. And Bug Bite is swinging in for 5 here into 3. Sinner Twin takes 2. He is up to 4 health remaining. And we're going to move back over to my turn after I contemplate the Bashing Shield. I do not pick that up. And Squid Pro Quo, that was about the best thing I could have drawn here. Because, fun story with Squid Pro Quo, you can basically move damage from any Terracon to any other Terracon in this deck. It is so funny, and I love that card in this deck. So Ripper Snapper's gonna flip up to bot mode. This is why everybody targets him, because for those of you who haven't seen Ripper Snapper, his bot mode effect is when one of your Terracons is KO'd, you untap one of your 4-star Terracons. So, yeah, when Sinner Twin dies, when one of my Terracons dies, somebody else is going to get untapped. So we're going to put a Force Field onto Hunger. We'll then move 2 damage from Sinner Twin onto Hunger thanks to Squid Pro Quo. He now has +2 attack and is swinging in currently for 6. And then that is 8 Pierce 2. And yes, I am unironically playing Laser Scalpel in this deck. You'll see why later if you've never seen Abominus. So that's 8 going into 2, I believe. So Bug Bite takes 6 here. At least I think. Either 6 or 7. I'm not sure what the numbers were there. Anyway, so Bug Bite takes a butt ton of damage, and we move back over to Scorp's turn. Okay, he's looking at the scrap pile. Not sure why. Maybe it was just resource management. I don't know. Getting rid of the shoulder holster in favor of a turbo boosters. Yeah, that's a play. And then hasn't used his flip for turn yet. Secret action comes down. I don't remember what secrets Scorp was playing in this deck, so I can't really give any insight into that. And then 6 Gun's going to go ahead and go after Sinner Twin, I believe, scrapping a Diffraction Sword for +1 attacks. That's going in for 6 Pierce 1 into my 3. I take 3. 3 health remaining. I have a Lose the Battle available on the pickup, but Scorp also has a Wedge Formation. Drops a mission briefing for it. I forgot he did that. And then I choose not to pick up the Lose the Battle, and I draw a Terror Burster Shield. Oh, and there's a playing both sides. I believe he declares, he declares Cutthroat has to, if I play an upgrade onto Cutthroat, Scorp will draw a card, and I'm like, cool. Yeah, that's fantastic. I'll just play Supercharged Terror Burster Shield on the blot. Thanks for making that decision easy. Like, I was actually contemplating which one to go with, and as soon as that playing both sides flipped up, I'm just like, oh, yeah, thanks for making that decision easy. Like, I honestly didn't care which one went in, but Scorp simplified that decision, so thanks, buddy. Yep, so now Blot is going to be swinging in here. I believe I go into 6 Gun, because I do not want to waste that on what's his name, Scorpulator. So then, with the attack here, I'm going in for 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9 into 6 Guns 0, so he takes 9 and is alive on 1. Probably the only time you will ever see me happy about an alive on 1 situation. I drop a Piercing Blaster for an Enigma here, because I am 2 turns off combining, because honestly, this deck does not combine with Anglemois Infusion 90% of the time, probably closer to 95. I have gotten it off a couple of times where I've gotten real lucky and basically just top deck 2 Terror Bursters in my opening hand. And when we move back over to Scorp's turn here, haven't seen anything yet. Oh, 6 Gun actually only has 8 damage. I stand corrected on that statement earlier. Still no plays from Scorp quite yet. Oh, wait a minute, I forget. This is where something pretty significant happens in this game. So Bug Bite flips to bot mode, and notice the bounty. Your opponent chooses a card from their hand and scraps it. Notice how I have only 1 card in hand. I'll let you do the math. So yeah, Diffraction Sword comes down onto Bug Bite to help ensure the kill, and guess who only has 3 health left on my side of the field? If you guessed Blot, please pay attention. It's actually Sinner Twin, but anyway, so Sinner Twin doesn't defend for, well, he defends for 3. That's not nothing, but you get what I'm saying. Either way, oh, I forgot the Dual Wield came down, and a second Diffraction Sword comes onto Bug Bite to ensure the kill. Bounty goes off. Enigma is in the scrap pile. I'm openly panicking at this point because that was pretty much my ticket to winning this game, and now it is gone. So I go ahead and grab myself a counter here just to keep track of how much health Abominus currently has in the KO area, essentially. And because of Ripper Snapper, I initially untap Hunger here, but then I forget that Ripper Snapper only untaps 4 stars. Pack Behavior moves over to Blot, and hey, there's a Terror Burster. Okay, maybe I can salvage this if I can find a 3rd Terror Burster. So, Blot currently is untapped. Cutthroat is untapped. I think at this point I realize I need to kill Bug Bite, and then also one of those Diffraction Swords should have scrapped because of how Dual Wield works. So, I believe I flipped Cutthroat here. Yep, there it is. There's a Terror Burster shield, so that's -1 into whoever I attack with Cutthroat. Assuming I even attack with Cutthroat, I may have actually sent Blot in here. Up as I accidentally hover over the playmat. Which, by the way, if you ever join the Bayformers Discord server and want this playmat in TTS for yourself, come find any of the alpha testers, myself, Tank, Legendary, Naga, Scorp, Bill. We'll give you the playmat. So, Cutthroat sends in here. I believe I went into Bug Bite. He did heal 1 thanks to his bounty ability, since that he scrapped an action from my hand. And Cutthroat's going in for 5, Pierce 1, and Bug Bite only defends for 2? Wait. I am confused as to... Oh, he had -1 defense. I forgot. I forgot my own card's effect. Read your cards, ladies and gentlemen. Read your cards. Anyway, so we're going to move back over to Scorp's turn here. Bug Bite is in the KO area, not the character he wanted to see there at first. 38 amp ionic plating comes down, and if you're wondering what's going on in the background, I am currently trying to schedule the next King of the Jankyard episode, which at the time I'm recording this is supposed to go out Friday. Bigger They Are comes down, and if you've never seen 38 amp ionic plate, it is a black icon armor that gives +1 attack, gives any mercenary it's on Pierce 1, and while the upgraded character has an odd number of damage counters, when it defends, it gets +2 defense. So, a little bit of a weird effect there, but it actually was pretty significant throughout this entire match. And more importantly, it's not faction locked like the Pierce is. So anyways, Hunger takes 4 damage here from Sideswipe going in. Because Sideswipe, I believe, is only 7 stars, at least in this match. Let me double check. Where is Sideswipe? Yep, Sideswipe's only 7, Hunger's 8, so, yeah, that is Pierce 4 into Hunger, and Force Field does not fall off. Now, at this point, I have the option to trigger Hunger because it is the start of my turn. I'm thinking, okay, I need an Enigma. If I top deck it off of Hunger, I am able to combine after flipping Sinner Twin. Do I want the Laser Scalpel and just go in for an attack, or do I risk it going for the Enigma? I am agonizing over this here. I decide to go for it. Top deck of the century, Lance! Or, I was trying to say ladies and gentlemen, let's go at the same time. Good lord, I am incompetent. Anyways, the Enigma comes down. We're all freaking out, everybody that's watching, as well as me and Scorp. So I flip Sinner Twin, Enigma comes down, and I combine with a grand total of 14, 18, 19 damage, and I am looking pretty good. And you've seen Abominus on camera before, so you know about the Bold and Pierce thing. What you may not know is that he has an effect that when he combines, you have the option to flip all enemy characters to another mode. But if they can't flip to another mode, they take 2 damage. Notice how Six Gut is alive on 2, and Scorpulator is alive on 1. I will let you do the math. So Abominus comes in here and just completely shreks the rest, or pretty much the entirety of Scorp's field. Also, actually wait, did I trigger it here? I may not have, just because of the fact that Sideswipe in bot mode is a bit of a problem with the Weaponizers floating around. I honestly do not remember. Also, some shenanigans with Morguns happen at this point. I don't remember what they were. So, I'm just waiting for this to play out here. Hold on. So Scorps, I think, is at this point just choosing the order to resolve the putting on of the Weaponizer pieces, and I just realized that Scorp actually has no Battle Masters on his team. It's only Weaponizers. So at this point, I'm choosing whether to keep the Force Field or the Terror Burster. I think I kept the Force Field, if I'm not mistaken. Did I keep the Force Field? Okay, I'm just resetting the health tracker here. Yeah, I kept the force field here. Okay, so Terror Bursters are gone. Angle Maw is back down to 0 counters, which, honestly, I really don't care about at this point in time. So Abominus does end up flipping everyone. 6 gun gets KO'd. And the Weaponizer pieces are resolved in order, or in some order here. I'm trying to remember. So I believe the missile launcher goes on first. No, the battery goes on first, then the missile launcher, and then the Scope overrides the grav cannon, and the arachnoid array overrides the missile launcher, and then more guns triggers to put the grav cannon back on, I believe. Yeah, okay, so the 6-gun weapons get put on first, then the Scorpulator weapons, more guns triggers, puts the cannon back on for +3 attack. Also, let's take a moment there to admire the art on the Scorpulator weapon pieces. They just, oh my god. The custom art that's coming out of BFB is just top-notch. You cannot deny this. Okay, so now that we've had our fine art appreciation moment that is court-mandated for this, for these kinds of things, Abominus punches Sideswipe in the face, and that is 7, 8, 9, 10 pierce. No, wait, no, yeah, there it is. 10, 11 pierce 2. Yeah, 11 pierce 2, and if you're wondering why I'm flipping so many cards, again, Abominus gives any upgrade that gives Bold an additional Bold 2, an additional Pierce 2, albeit that effect is changing in the 0.2.4.1 update, so yeah, expect that soon, but this was, I'll admit that this was a little nutty, so it definitely did need to be toned down, and it's no longer keyed off specific upgrades. It's keyed off of, or not keyed off of having specific keywords, but rather it's keyed off of, I think, having different types of upgrades. I don't remember the effect, and I am too lazy to go look it up at this point. So anyways, pack behavior gets reprocessed by Scorp here. Also, there is now a Shard of the Divine Light on Sideswipe, which is a black icon star card. It's a Wrecker Black hybrid, and it gives the upgraded character +5 attack and is a utility. So Sideswipe swings in here for, I have no clue. So Sideswipe has 4 attack and then +1 from the missile launcher in the KO area. So that's 8, 9 something. Either way, I am up to, I take 4 damage and then just remove the force field. Because force field, ladies and gentlemen. And then I draw an improvised shield. Lovely. So now I'm just thinking, okay, is there a chance where I just punch, or just punt him here? Because he's currently sitting on 17 health, has an odd number of damage counters, so he has the +2 bonus from Amp, swinging for 9 here, and he actually doesn't flip any blue icons, so he's blocking 2 because, nope, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's blocking 5, goes up to 11, drop the improvised shield for a bashing shield so I can get rid of this damn plating. And then we untap and move over to Scorp's turn. So he plays a wedge formation, which will heal Sideswipe. Wait a minute, I forgot. That heals Sideswipe, but that would turn off Amp. So it's just a matter of, does he do it to try to preserve health, or does he try to keep the extra defense, but stays a little closer to getting KO'd? I believe he goes for it here, which, looking back on it, it's kind of a questionable decision, but I don't know. Yep, he goes for it here. So, wedge formation goes. That should not have gone to the scrap pile, but honestly, whatever. This was a casual event. I really don't care. Oh, he takes it out anyways. So that is 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 going into Abominus' 2. He takes 8. So that is a pretty significant hit. Basically, I need to kill Sideswipe here or I'm dead. I have the bashing shield to remove the armor. That is quid pro quo. As much as of a good card it is before combination, it is utter garbage once you combine, because you only have one character on the field. So bashing shield comes down as Naga is DMing me here regarding some King of the Jankyard logistics. So I get rid of the armored or the ionic plate. I'm swinging in for 9 pierce 1 here. Sideswipe is defending for 2, and wait, is he dead? Wait, he flipped the blue icon. I forgot he's alive on 1, so I need to tank this hit. I have +1 defense though, so that at least is something. So, secret action comes down. There's a robust, which if you haven't seen this card, it's a +1 armor, or +1 defense armor that can go in any slot that has a green icon. This came out at Turbo Ribbon Phase 1. I block 3 on the attack here. Sideswipe only goes in for 8 because of the 2 bigger they are that got flipped. And I have a shot to close this out, and there's what I need. Piercing Blaster, assuming there isn't a stable cover set, and it was not. It was a Concealing Contrails, and that is game 1. So let's go ahead and jump to game 2 after the sideboarding gets concluded. Okay, so we are now in game 2 now. And if you'll notice, Bug Bite and Solo Job have been sided out for Specialist Flame War, just for some targeting shenanigans. And 6-Gun is going to open up here into Sinner Twin, or was it Ripper Snapper? I honestly don't remember. Scraps the Diffraction Sword for +1, and that's going in for 7 into 1. That is a dead Ripper Snapper right off the bat. And you can see I sided in Counter Espionages because I did not want to deal with... Honestly, I don't remember why I sided that in. I sided it in for something. I don't remember what, though. Anyway, so this is my opening hand. Squid Pro Quo is kind of useless without a damaged character on the field, eh? Hey, at least I have a Grenade Launcher. I flip Sinner Twin, and I am just going to try to get as much damage as I humanly can onto 6-Gun here, so that way I can KO him once I am able to get to Abominus. So going in for 8 here, or going in for 9, excuse me. Hey, look, Impetuous Stand, but balanced. Thank God they nerfed that thing. Anyway, so Sinner Twin goes in here for 9 Pierce 1, and 6-Gun blocks 2 is alive on 3, I should say. For those of you who don't know what the Impetuous nerf was, it was previously a white-green that said, put an opponent's upgrade on the bottom of its deck, that player draws a card. But now it's a white icon-only action that reads, put an upgrade with 0 stars on the owner or the bottom of your opponent's deck. So it can't hit Battlemaster or Weaponizer upgrades anymore, and it can't hit any star card upgrades. So we move back over to Scorp's turn. Also, without the green icon, it is no longer hands down the best upgrade removal in the game. There is a Erratic Energy Grenade, so that is unfortunate. And Flame War is going into Sinner Twin here for, I believe, 3. I block 1. I take 2, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, going in for 4. Okay, so block 1, take 3. I do not pick up that Hold the Line, and you can probably see the problem in this situation. The fact that Flame War has Stealth, so now I have to go into 6-Gun. This is unfortunate, but at the very least I have Blot as a bit of an insurance policy when that grenade does pop. So I have a Rage in hand, so that is at least something. Which, by the way, Rage with this version of Abominus that you're seeing in this video is nuts. It is just insane. And fun fact, I was originally playing Basic Combat Protocol during testing, but then I realized Rage is objectively better since Abominus is melee. Squid Pro Quo comes down, moves 2 damage over to Blot, and then I put a Rage on him just to get some additional damage onto Flame War to make the KO of her easier when the time comes. And, yeah, so Blot has to go into 6-Gun here. We Rage a damage onto Flame War, and I have Bold 1. So going in for 5 Pierce 1 because of the Terror Burst that it's sitting there. That's a dead 6-Gun. And the only character on my side of the field, or only characters, I should say, that are taking damage off that grenade are Blot, or not Blot, Hunger and Cutthroat, and now Cutthroat is shielded from further non-attack damage thanks to Blot's ability. Hunger, however, is not affected by that because he is 8 stars, not 4 stars, and I believe, yep, Blot's ability does require 4-star. At this time, it required 4-star Terrorcons, but at the but now it is 4-star Terrorcons. Or what am I saying? It currently, at this video, it required 4-star Quintessons in order to, or it shielded 4-star Quintessons, I can speak, but now it requires, or it shields 4-star Terrorcons. So, anyways, the Rage is off the field, Reprocess comes down, Blot is now open to being damaged. Thank you for putting up with that ramble, or disaster of a ramble. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Ionic Plate comes down on a Flame War, and 1 damage counter. That's fun. And then Scorpulator has the Grav Cannon, and 6-Gun, or not 6-Gun, Sideswipe has the Missile Launcher from 6-Gun, and Scorpulator goes into, I don't remember who he goes into here. Goes into Blot, so takes 4. And no greens on my side, but Scorp does have a mission briefing available over there. And what does he call for the for the trait? I believe he just calls Constructicon at this point because all my guys cannot take non-attack damage. Yep, he just calls one of Scorpulator's traits that I don't have. Also, I should mention this with mission briefing. I think I mentioned it in the round 3 feature, but mission briefing is pending some stuff bound to be banned in all Bayformers sponsored formats, and it is going to be replaced by a card called Hand of Adaptus, which is the same thing, except it only draws cards for each bot or body mode character that has an alt mode, so you can't use Battle Masters to cheese extra draws. And you can thank me and Naga for that card. Anyway, so moving over to my turn, I draw an Anglemois, which is not really too helpful here because I really don't want Scorpulator dying because that triggers more guns and then opens up some shenanigans with Sideswipe. How do I keep confusing those two? I don't know. But you saw that last game. I want to avoid that at all costs, so I choose to flip up Hunger here, I believe, because I want to save Cutthroat Swing for when I get to attack either Sideswipe or Flame War. I'm thinking about doing something else with Hunger here. I have a counter Espionage in hand that I could potentially drop to try to rip something out of Scorp's hand. And we just send Cutthroat straight up here into Scorpulator, going in for 5 or 6. I don't remember. Does Cutthroat have 3 attack in alt mode? Cutthroat indeed does have 3 attack in alt mode. So that's 6, and more guns triggers, pulls the +3 weapon from... No, this is the +1 Pierce 4 weapon from 6 gun. I think I was confusing that the entirety of last game. And then the scope from Scorpulator drops onto Sideswipe, almost called him 6 gun again. And the Arachnoid Array drops onto Flame War, which, for those of you who don't know what that does, it gives Bold 1 while tapped, or not Bold 1, Brave while tapped. So Flame War has neither Brave or Stealth right now. And as for the scope, when the upgraded Constructicon has only 1 weapon slot, it has additional weapon slot, and it's +2 weapon, so it's just a +2 weapon here. Counter Espionage, I believe he calls the Enigma here, potentially. I don't know what he calls. He does look through my scrap pile here. As long as it's not Counter Espionage or Anglemois, he doesn't get it. And, yep, he did not get either Counter Espionage or Anglemois. I'm pretty sure he called the Enigma at that point. And then Sideswipe is going to go after Cutthroat, I believe. Or is he going to try to get the KO on Blot here? And this is taking a moment. Going in, I think it was into Blot. I was not looking at the screen at that moment. And, nope, going into Cutthroat. Yep, that is a dead Cutthroat, and I have a Terror Burster on the field. So the question is now, do I want to pick it up? And I honestly think I dropped the Counter Espionage for it at this point. Scorp does drop a Bashing Shield for... I missed what that was. I think it was a mission briefing, but don't quote me on that. I choose not to pick up the... do I pick up the Terror Burster? Yeah, I do pick up the Terror Burster. Okay, so drop a Counter Espionage for it. Draw for turn. And we have a Whipped into Shape. That could maybe do something. I honestly don't know. We'll see what happens. But Hunger is on the field. I have the option to cycle a card if I so choose. And I flip Cutthroat, so I am not triggering Hunger. I am now 1 turn off of combining, so I need to go hunting for an Enigma. Terror Burster Shield is decent right now. It really only can go on Sinner Twin, though. I mean, I could technically throw it onto... Oh, no, I do throw it onto Hunger. I forgot. Because at this point, Hunger only got his boost for flipping orange icons, his defense bonuses for flipping orange icons, akin to Flame Feather, if he had an upgrade on him. I know at one point he didn't have that requirement, but at this point he did. So Hunger's going in for 8 here into Flame War because she currently has Brave because she flipped to bot mode. Ionic Plate ensures that she has +2 defense, and she only takes 2. So, yeah, you can see how well this is going. We untap, and we move over to Scorp's turn. Also, you'll notice I did set that Whipped into Shape. So now we just see what Scorp does here. Flipping up Sideswipe, even though he doesn't do anything since he doesn't have any Battle Masters in his KO area. Mission Briefing for 2 replaces the Scope with a Diffraction Sword, so now he has an additional +1, and now his ability does something, giving him +2 off of the Scope in the KO area. And more guns, there was a bit of confusion here as to what was going on with more guns. Scorp mentioned it, and I got confused and thought he was resolving it a second time, but that was just me being stupid. And if you can hear me typing, that is because I am currently just marking some stuff down for my video schedule. And I probably shouldn't be doing that while recording. Flame War, or not Flame War, no, Flame War, yeah, that's her name, is going into, I believe, yeah, Sinner Twin. So I flip up the Whipped into Shape. He has +4 defense and blocking 5. Flame War focuses away a couple of cards, and that's going in for 4, 5, Pierce 4. Oh no, 5 Pierce 5 because of the black icon from Concealing Contrails. So Sinner Twin is dead. Had I not flipped up that Whipped into Shape, I actually would have lived there, so that was a bit of a misplay on my part, but whatever. And I think I end up, drop the Angle Maw for the Enigma, because I will be able to combine this turn. Draw for turn, Piercing Blaster. That is amazing, because again, Abominus will give it +2. I combined with a grand total of 25 damage with a Terror Burster and a Piercing Blaster on board, which is really nice. And now it's just a matter of, I have to go into Flame War, so can I punt her this turn? And with a Piercing Blaster or a Grenade Launcher at my disposal, I actually choose to flip here for some reason. I don't know why I did that. It really wouldn't have... Oh, it was to prevent him from getting focused. Yeah, now I remember. See, I do make good plays sometimes. Anyways, Piercing Blaster comes down and we punch Flame War in the face. And I do not flip anything good, so that is a 8 Pierce 8. Oh wait, that's 8 Pierce 8, I forgot, because of Terror Burster gives +1, and then also its Pierce 1 was Pierce 3 because of Abominus. So Piercing Blaster gives Pierce 5, Terror Burster gives Pierce 3. That is a dead Flame War. Abominus, ladies and gentlemen. This is why this guy is getting changed. Good lord, is that something? So the upgrades are in the KO area now, or both Scorpulator upgrades are in the KO area now, I should say. And so is the cannon part of 6 gun. So Sideswipe currently has +2 attack and +1 defense thanks to his bot mode ability, albeit he is not in bot mode right now. And a wedge formation comes down to heal a damage from Sideswipe, turning off Ionic Plate. And Sideswipe swings in here for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Pierce 1. And I take 8. No, I take 7 because I have 3 defense right now. I draw for turn, Laser Scalpel. So now at this point I'm thinking, do I try and go for the kill with Grenade Launcher, or do I play the Laser Scalpel and just ensure damage? Because Laser Scalpel is a Pierce 3 utility with Abominus at this point in time. Again, he is getting a change, so yeah. So now we just wait and see if I can remember what I did. I honestly do not remember. Contemplation, contemplation. Circling the net. And I go for the Grenade Launcher. So that is a 12 attack, Pierce 3 Abominus, swinging in to 6 gun, and you'll probably notice the misplay at this point. I flipped 4 cards. I do not have bold. I did not flip a white icon. Neither me or Scorp realized this, and Bill, who was watching the game at the time, didn't realize this initially. This was a 15 Pierce 3 swing into Sideswipe. He blocks 3 thanks to his base defense, +1 from Ionic Plate base, and then +1 from the Scorpulator utility in the KO area. That would have brought him to 12 had either the Terror Burster or the Angle Maw been a white icon. And Scorp gives me a trophy here, and we're thinking the game is over at this point. But then Bill interrupts and says, where did you flip the additional 2 cards from? I then realized that I flipped it out of mere force of habit. We undo the game state because it's a casual event, whatever. And Scorp actually ended up taking this game after punting me for I don't remember how much damage, so let's go ahead and fast forward to that attack right now. Slight correction, we are going to fast forward to Scorp's turn here, so he will draw a card for mission briefing. Send Sideswipe in here. He has, let's see, 4, he has 8, 10 attack going, 11 attack going in to 3, and that is a dead Abominus, so that was the slight error I was referring to earlier at the beginning of the video in Game 2. So now, Game 3. Okay, so I'm starting the Game 3 replay a little early because as you just saw, I top decked 2 Terror Bursters. You saw this happen last round and it happened again. And also, Scorp pulled out the freaking whatever that guy's name is. I genuinely do not remember. But I have 2 Terror Bursters in hand, and I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute. I will legitimately be able to combine with Terror Burster, potentially, if I can see the 3rd one fairly early, and I have a hold the line to dump for it. Center Twin goes in here, and I believe I went into Sideswipe, takes the damage, drop a hold the line for a Bashing Shield, because it actually is relevant in this matchup, since Ionic Plating is a bit of a nuisance, because, yeah, +2 defense is not something to scoff at. Extended duration mission gets set, and if you're not familiar with this, is a black-green rolling action that you scrap it when one of your secret actions gets revealed, and then at the end of the battle, you get to flip that secret action face down. So you could reuse something like a Hidden Fort or a Turnabout Snare multiple times in a turn. 6 gun goes in, scrapping a Turbo Boosters, I believe, in order to get +1 attack. I block 3, take 2, and I'm trying to remember if 6 gun is even allowed to do that. TF TCG 6 gun. I am looking this up live. I draw a pack behavior for turn after 6 gun goes in there, and scrapping a weapon. Wait, I gotta rewatch that. Hold on. Okay, so it turns out I'm just an idiot, and that Turbo Boosters was flipped off of Sideswipe's defense, and he didn't scrap a weapon for 6 gun. You can roast me at your earliest convenience in the comments. Anyways, Hunger is gonna flip to bot mode here, and then I choose to play a Terror Burster on him for the additional defense. And I think I mentioned this, I top decked the pack behavior, and then Hunger is gonna go after 6 gun, going in for 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 Pierce 1. Or 8 Pierce 2, because Terror Burster has Pierce 1. And then 6 gun defense for 0, I believe. So he takes 8 here? Oh, he only takes 7. Wait, does he have 1 defense? Oh, he does have 1 defense. I don't know why I thought he had 0 defense. Okay, that adds up a lot of things from earlier. Anyways, he drops a Terror Burster, or not a Terror Burster, a Concealing Contrails for, I think that was a reprocess. I'm honestly not sure. I couldn't get a good read on that card. Anyways, extended mission duration gets untapped here because that's how rolling actions work, and I believe he sends Scorpulator in at this point. It's just a matter of what cards does he have in hand to play. And we are waiting here. There's an Erratic Energy Grenade on 6 gun glued to his hand. And we will go ahead and wait and see what the play is going to be here for an action. There's a reprocess to get rid of the Terror Burster. Yep, gets rid of the Terror Burster. So now Hunger's ability is offline, but Flame War chooses to go into Center Twin, I believe. So that is 5 attack going into Center Twins 2, so takes 3 and alive on 2. So draw for turn, whipped into shape. That's decent, I guess. Also, Ripper Snapper flipped, in case I didn't already mention that. I choose to scrap the pack behavior. I draw, take the shot. That's not really helpful. And now let's see, I think I do drop the Terror Burster here, just because it's Terror Burster. It is a God card in this deck. Blot, I believe, also flips to bot mode, just so that way when the grenade goes off, everyone except Hunger can't take any follow-up damage. Also, that way Center Twin can't even take the damage, period. And I choose to set the lie in wait, and I have to go into 6 gun here, so that prevents really any counterplay from Scorp to get rid of the Terror Burster. Or not get rid of the Terror Burster, stop block potentially, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I am recording this way too late at night, and I'm currently running on half a brain cell and a bunch of tacos. Anyways, Also, they were homemade, not Taco Bell, so Bill, don't get any ideas. Jesus, what was taking me so long to figure out who's going to attack? Good lord. Okay, there we go. Blot finally gets sent into 6-gun. And going in for 3, 4, 5, 6 Pierce 1 going into 6-gun. He's dead. Everyone takes 2 except for Sinner Twin. Thanks, Blot. So now that is a grand total of 13 damage on Abominus when he combines. Take the shot will get dropped for a lose the battle. Then we're going to move over to Scorp's turn here. He's probably going to send in Scorpulator here. Also, I just realized the irony in that. And the Pierce 4 weapon is on Scorpulator, I think, to trigger more guns. And then Sideswipe's going to flip, and he also has the missile launcher. Mission briefing to draw 2 cards. And there still is an upgrade play available. And this card is back. 38 amp onto the 6-gun. Also, there is a bit of a hidden reference in the name of 38 amp. And if you figure it out, I don't know what your prize is. You get to fight Naga in the future King of the Jankyard episode. I don't know. Anyways, I'll figure out the prize for that. Anyways, so 6-gun is the... Oh, no. Scorpulator is available to attack as well. He sent 6-gun into Blot, and I whipped into shape here in a desperate attempt to stay alive, even though this backfired horrifically last time. I defend for 1, 2, 6. So 6 defense against 7 attack. I only take 1. Wait. That's 7 into... Oh, did I flip a blue? Hold on a second. No, I did not flip a blue. I just forgot that Blot was at 3 health, not 4. And, yeah, he took 1 damage there. So we're going to flip Cutthroat to bot mode and then just go ham on Sideswipe here. I'm going to bash off his plating and then send in an Anglemois Search. So now he has -2 defense, which only is -1 in this instance because he doesn't have any other defense. And I have +4 attack. So that is currently going in for 7 Pierce 2. Sideswipe is currently at -1 defense. Goes up to 0 and is currently sitting at 0 defense because defense can go negative. It's just at the point of damage calculate or determining how much damage is dealt. If it's lower than 0, it goes back up to 0. So basically, when Cutthroat attacked, it was dropped to -1. Scorp flipped the blue icon. It's at 0, and Sideswipe takes, I believe, 7 or 8 in that exchange. If it was 7, yeah, it was 7. So, moving over to Scorp's turn now. Scorpulator is the only character that is available to attack, and if he KOs any of my Terrorcons, I'm getting an extra attack. And then he gets an extra attack thanks to Turbo Boosters, and more guns gets triggered after the Turbo Boosters knocks off the missile launcher, so the missile launcher gets thrown back into 6-gun's weapon slot this time. An extended mission duration is available, but it really hasn't done a whole lot. And now we wait and see what the attack target is going to be. Also, 6-gun flipped to alt mode in order to facilitate the Turbo Boosters play. And then we send Scorpulator in here, going into probably Cutthroat, I think, was the target, just because of his ability to reduce defense. So, oh no, going into Blot. So, Blot takes 3 from this attack because of the Pierce from the 6-gun weapon that's on Scorpulator, and then he declares either Specialist or Constructicon in order to gain a damage on to Scorpulator, and I untap Sinner Twin and draw for turn. I am currently off, or 1 turn off combining, or actually I can combine this turn by just flipping Sinner Twin and then playing the Enigma that's been sitting in my hand the whole game. Or I could decide to attack with Sinner Twin and go fishing for a 3rd copy of Terror Burster and combine via Anglemois Infusion, which could be a potentially interesting play because it would allow me to kill Scorpulator by triggering Abominus' combined effect and then playing Enigma to deal an additional 2 damage, because Enigma the non-combine effect is actually just Abominus' combine effect, but it only targets one character. Also, I said lose the battle, play a force field onto Hunger, and then send Sinner Twin after Scorpulator. That is 3 Pierce 2. Scorpulator takes the 2, and then Sinner Twin's trigger will do a damage to Sideswipe, which, if you don't know what Sinner Twin does in bot mode, when I do attack damage with him, he gets to do a damage to another enemy, essentially a built-in photon charge. And then we move over to Scorp's turn. Scorpulator's alive on 1, so if he has a grenade, now's the time to play it. He'll set a secret action, putting the extended mission duration there as a reminder that he can use it twice. Diffraction Sword comes down on to Flame War, so there's that. Slightly shielded from non-attack damage. Flips to bot, or no, not flipping to bot mode, excuse me. And then sending Sideswipe in after... going after Cutthroat, it looks like. Either way, I'm getting an untap here. I am going to lose the battle, a Piercing Blaster back. Actually, I check for a Fusion Boar, and I don't have a Fusion Boar in the scrap. Oh, no, I do have a Fusion Boar in the scrap. So, actually, funny story, I think at one point during the round 4 feature, I flipped lose the battle to grab a Fusion Boar, and I didn't have any Fusion Boar in my scrap, even though I thought I had one, and I got roasted for it after the game. And this time, I had a Fusion Boar in the scrap, and you can't hear it, but I was yelling at Bill, like, see, I can check for Fusion Boar. Anyway, so... Cutthroat is dead, long story short. I have a 3rd Terror Burster in hand, so I have that option to combine. I believe I picked that up off of the draw and not off of the green icon. Considering the fact I haven't drawn yet, I would have drawn by this point, so yeah, I definitely drew that for turn. And at this point, I'm just thinking, do I combine with the Enigma and play the Fusion Boar or the Terror Burster, or do... Oh, I forgot, I have to untap Sinner Twin here. So at this point, I'm thinking, do I combine with the Enigma, play the Terror Burster for +1 defense, or do I play the Terror Burster, combine off of Angle 1 Fusion, be able to use the Enigma to kill Scorpulator, and nope, I just end up combining with the Enigma here. And I combined the grand total of 13, 18, 19, 20, 25 damage, so I think that was the same total as last game. Yeah, I think it was. So, I have a force field, and I choose to resolve Abominus' effect. Oh, I forgot Scorpulator had 3 damage at this point, so it really wasn't even a question. So, Scorpulator is... Actually, do I choose to flip here? So, the force field stays on Abominus. And do I end up resolving his combine trigger here? Yep, I do end up resolving it. So, Morguns is offline, thankfully. So, the Arachnoid Array goes on to Flame War. She now has Brave. I'm starting to realize I may have misplayed, but I'm like, whatever, I can deal with this. The Missile Launcher gets dropped in favor of the the Scope upgrade from Scorpulator, and now Sideswipe has a +3 bonus from the Missile Launcher in the scrap and a +2 bonus from the Scope. I play a Fusion Board to try to KO Flame War, and he reveals a hiding spot that he had set, even though Flame War had Brave in this situation, but maybe he was anticipating if I didn't combine. I guess, yeah, that's the only way that play makes sense, which actually does make sense. Either way, Flame War gets punted here for 10, 11 something, 11 Pierce something, 11 Pierce 5, and at minimum, could have been 12, I don't know. And then Flame War just is off the field, so now Sideswipe has his work cut out for him as he untaps. There's a Bashing Shield, which is fairly unfortunate. A secret action gets set, and it's pretty much useless at this point because I am not going to be getting multiple attacks with this deck. Sideswipe swings in for 9, 10 Pierce 1, blocking 2, taking 8, and I'm at 30 health. I need to kill Sideswipe here, but thankfully I have basically 2 options for this. I play the Terror Burster, which has Pierce 3, and assuming that secret action is not a stable cover or a Tetronite, which I don't think Scorp's deck was playing Tetronite, and it was not a stable cover. As a result, Terror Burster gets up to Pierce 3 thanks to Abominus' effect, and I end up winning the game because Pierce 3 and no Pierce negation on Scorp's side of the field. And with that, I took the round 5 match 2-1. And that will conclude it for the coverage of Harmony Wastelands 1. This was definitely one of the more fun events I have had in a long time. Like, I've had fun in pretty much every Bayformers event, aside from the forbidden one that we do not talk about. Well, even then I kind of had fun in that, but that's a whole nother issue. But this one was just a blast, because Abominus is it's just nutty. And again, he is receiving a change here that will slightly change the way he plays, but it's still just fun boosting up Pearson bold values. So Scorp then taunts me with a Commander Farsight model, which he knows I hate Tal with a burning passion, and yeah, so I took down the round 5 feature match 2-1, and if you're wondering who won the event, it was actually Legendary who took it with Invasion of Cybertron, which that card has now gone through a ton of change, because I thought the original version was fine. No, it was not, actually. So Legendary takes down the event, and Tank actually got second with the Bike Gang deck. Ozzy took third playing Soundwave with Wing Thing, and I got fifth with this deck. But hey, honestly, Abominus was a blast to run, so, like, I'm not even complaining. So, again, that will do it for our coverage of Harmony Wastelands 1. Not sure what the next event will be from Bayformers, but whatever it is, I can assure you that we will be covering it here, and hopefully we'll be able to do a little more live commentary instead of recorded matches after the fact. So, we'll see you for whenever the next event starts. Peace out, y'all.